So that looks like it's actually a dominant theme for you, Leo, for March. It looks like you're going to be thinking clearly during this month. It opens up where you have a lot of rods in the fire. This is 10 of rods or 10 of staves, and it usually means carrying a lot of things all at once. Sometimes I call this card a lot of irons in the fire. And sometimes it's considered oppression. It's a card that depicts something being heavy or carrying a lot of things is what I'm getting for you. Lots of projects or lots of work or lots of things that you're handling or responsible for. So when this card shows up, I always like to ask, what is it that you can put down temporarily, or what is it that you can do to lighten your load? What is not necessary right now that you can let go of to unload yourself, unload your burden, lighten your burden, and make things a little bit easier on yourself? Because you have a lot of abundance and prosperity available to you. This is Empress, and the fact that she's showing up says that it's a time when you may be giving birth to new things, whether it be projects, whether it be ideas. With the amount of blue energy for March that I'm getting for you, I'm getting the sense that you're fecund with a lot of just burgeoning ideas, that ideas are overflowing for you. So it's a wonderful time for that, Leo. However, because she's in the reverse position, it's saying that you're not quite as full of harvest and splendor and growth as much as you could be, because you got so many darn projects going on. You're carrying so much that you're not actually getting to enjoy the richness and the prosperity and the abundance and growth that Empress is sitting there waiting to give you. She's a card too of the harvest, keep in mind. Interestingly, she's both spring and fall. But she represents growth, and there's all this like wheat to be harvested. So give yourself a break, put down what's not necessary, and that may help you unlock all the riches that Empress is sitting on. It's like she's sitting on a treasure chest full of stuff, but you have to kind of focus on just a few things. This is success, 6 of Wands. So there's a lot of success in what you're doing. You're getting a lot of recognition at the beginning of March. It's a time when the fruits of your labors are being seen. Interestingly, this card, Empress, is fruits of your labors. It's collecting the flowers that you've planted. It's, enjoying the garden that you're in, enjoying the prosperity and abundance that is showing up for you through all this hard work. And 6 of Wands says other people are noticing too. So this is the person who comes riding into town on his white horse, and he's got this plumed hat and this laurel wreath of victory. So he's saying sort of like, here I am. And he's the victor. He is the person who's the winner of the challenge. So whatever it is that you are setting out to challenge, you come out on top. Interesting too, I'll just notice, when it's 10 of Wands, the guy's struggling. When it's 6 of Wands, he's got it under control and he thrives. So see if you can just get rid of 4 of the things, like even just less than half of what you're carrying, and you might end up in a much better place. I do see that also at the beginning of the month, you may be having a hard time making a decision about something. This is 2 of Swords, and it means dilemma, or it means feeling stuck, stagnant, or in stasis because you're unwilling to face a problem or face a decision. Especially in the reverse position, this is showing a lot of resistance to choosing between either of these swords. And the way out of this card is to actually just choose one sword and move forward. It's okay if it's not the right sword, or if you decide to change your mind later, but it's better than being stuck and just not making a decision. When this card shows up, it's usually that the person is faced with something that they don't want to confront, they don't want to make this decision, and they just sort of check out. And that's why she's blindfolded, is because she's stuck right there. It can be a card of peace, a card of I'm just I'm not making a decision. I'm just removing myself from the situation. But more often than not, it's a card of being stagnant, stuck, not making a decision, and the inaction that turns. It's not supportive energy. It's sort of like keeping you stuck at one place in the road. So see if you can face whatever resistance you're having towards making a decision and just take action. That's the way to get out of this card's energy. Or get out of the stagnancy of that card, because world is waiting for you. In the middle of the month, the world opens up. This is a card when everything unlocks for you, when all things are supporting you. We've got the mental realm that's represented by the man here, or the human. We've got the physical world as represented by the bull. We've got the emotional world as represented by the lion here. And we've got the spiritual world as represented by the eagle. So all four realms are lining up for you. And you can see that this woman is sort of floating in the universe and feeling free and complete. And again, here's that wreath of laurels that is echoing this Six of Wands card. It's right here too, but this is a much larger one that encompasses your whole being, and it sort of makes you in the center of things and flowing free. It's like you're living your best life. So see if, taking some action on a decision that's been kind of stumping you for a while, or moving outside of your comfort zone, or taking action on something where you have been inactive, that can really result in opening up your world. So that's what's going on mid-month for you. I do see that also in the middle of the month, luckily when you're feeling sort of on top of your game, there is some sort of drastic change or challenge, possibly to do with an air sign. Knight of Swords can be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And I'm seeing this Tower sudden change. It could be you busting out of your shell. Usually Leos are pretty fiery, pretty creative performers. They can hold their own. And I see all this fire energy. So this could be like electric genius ideas that are breaking apart your old structure that has kind of been holding you back. So this could be like breaking out of your shell kind of energy. And this is Knight of Swords. It's interesting too, here's the tower that's inflamed, and here's another tower that's in flames. So I'm really getting the tower is in flames, and this is usually old structures, old regimes, the traditional way, what has been in power, what has been in authority or establishment prior. That's crumbling. And Knight of Swords has something to do with that, whether he is helping to create that change in that tumultuous situation. So that, again, could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Or it could be somebody who is representing this archetype. So this is someone who's very gung-ho. This could even be you, Leo, in this situation where you're like, I'm just ready to take charge. I'm ready to like kick butt and take names later. I'm just going for it. I'm going to topple this regime. I am busting out of my shell. Knight of Swords is in the Rider-Waite. He's on that horse and he is running, even if it means against the wind. So just be aware that things are going to change dramatically. There could be some real shaking of the foundations for you mid-month, but I get the sense that you're ready for it. I'm kind of getting that this may be you with this Knight of Swords energy, like almost saying like, bring it on. I'm so ready to bust out of this. Show me that burning tower. I just want to see it burn. So that's interesting, Leo. I mean, it may be that with you connecting with your power, you're ready to take on whatever challenges come forth, and you're ready to just like, toss the dice, ready to like let everything be renewed. With that, there's going to be some courage required to confront some deep set emotions. This is the Moon card, where this lobster or crab is coming up from the depths of the waters, and this represents the subconscious emotional self. and coming up in the gentle light of the moon to expose itself, and trying to find that middle ground between the dog, which represents our domesticated, tame side of ourselves, and the wolf, which is the wild, untamed part of ourselves. So finding a way that these subconscious, perhaps even buried emotions can come up, possibly even at night in our dreams, but under sort of the soft, gentle light of the moon, for evaluation, for just coming up for air in some ways and being exposed to looking at those things. So it could be that you do a lot of depth work in the middle of the month, Leo, that has some really transformational, like foundation changing effects. But I get the sense that you're in a power position, you're ready for it, you're ready to take on this cause or this charge, you're ready to see things change old structures, and you're willing to confront or look into some deep-seated emotions. So I'm getting that for the middle of the month for you, Leo. Towards the end of the month, you've got some nice sweet cups energy. It almost seems like social energy. You've got Knight of Cups, Three of Cups, and Six of Cups. And then Six of Coins here is featured too. So it could have to do with commerce. Like you might actually meet people at the marketplace or at your place of business. This is money changing hands. So this could be involved in you selling your work. This could be involved in you receiving or giving a loan out. It could be negotiating money. This card is a card of the haves and the have-nots. And I'm really getting on this for you, merchant. So I don't know if it's that you're at a marketplace, you're at a fair, you're at a place of work, your place of commerce, but that's the sense that I get, is that you're surrounded by all this cups energy when this is present. So you may be meeting people where the money is exchanged, whatever that might mean for you. And this is Knight of Cups. This is a man who carries a message of love. That's his whole purpose. You can see that he's wearing Hermes or Mercury's winged helmet, and Hermes and Mercury in the Roman and Greek traditions was the messenger god, and the god who brought us information as well as a message, and he's carrying a cup which represents the heart. So he's carrying a message of love. So some people say this is my knight in shining armor. That's holding his heart, and he's coming with that message of love. For some people, this card shows up as sacrifice for either our loved ones or children. But this is, message of love is coming to you is what I'm getting, Leo. So keep an eye out for that. I also get the sense that you are surrounding yourself towards the end of the month with like-minded people. This is Three of Cups, which is celebration. It's friends, it's family, it's people who are of a like mind. In the Rider-Waite, this is three women who are holding up these cups and dancing and celebrating. So this is just like a really fun card. This may mean a lot of social interaction and events, perhaps even parties. Just a lot of fun with people who you enjoy and kind of see the world similarly to. And this card is actually kind of sweet. In the reverse position, it tells me that you may have a tinge of sentimentality towards the past, or you may be missing something from the past. Six of Cups in the upright position is usually two children who are handing cups to each other, so it can often mean a reunion with someone from the past, or sentimentality, sweetness, kindness. It's like the love between children. It's innocence. It's also kind of, thinking back to things that used to be. So it's a really sentimental card. In the reverse position, I'm seeing it as you may be having some sort of misty-eyed feelings for something from the past, or you may be looking back to the past and saying, "Oh, wasn't it sweet when?" Or wasn't it great when it was this way? And also when this card shows up in the reverse position, be careful of slipping into cynicism, because in the upright position, this card is a card of innocence and trust and kindness and sharing. I want to say be careful about cynicism towards friends, towards social events, towards your community, in In the upright position, this is trust, innocence, kindness, love. In the opposite position, it could be regret towards things in the past, or it could be cynicism. And because it's next to this card, Three of Cups, I'm going to say be careful about being cynical about either friends or family or your community. Try to enjoy all this Cups energy that's happening for you at the end of the month. I get the sense that there's going to be a lot of celebration for you, Leo.